I'm over the f***ing Zen unless it's Sunday. Other than that, game over.
Today, Chloe finally unleashes Chloe money just in time for the season finale. And move over, Jack Sparrow, we're going below deck with the one and only Captain Sandy.
I don't want you to be my first thought. If I wake up thinking about you, that's usually your last day on board.
This is your reality check.
Oh, what a week, huh?
To say the least.
Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic Pride weekend. What a great way to start the week. Reality check, we're back. Yeah. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues, and joining me today is Captain Sandy Yawn from Bravo's Below Deck Med.
Yay.
Welcome, Captain Sandy, or should I say, ahoy.
Ahoy.
And welcome to People magazine editor Dave Quinn. He's on the couch as well. Hi, Dave. It's nice to have you back on these couches.
I'm so happy to be back. I've got my little captain, little sailor tie here.
Yeah.
Ready for
And I love the color.
You dressed for the occasion. Now, I know that you guys were having a great time at Pride yesterday, as was I. We're going to chat about that a little bit later on the show, but right now we do have to start the show with our top 5. Let's do it. At number 5, last week, Kim Kardashian received considerable backlash after revealing the name of her new solution wear line, Kimono. Kim stood firm on her branding, saying she made the decision to name her company Kimono as a nod to the beauty and detail that goes into the garment. However, after continuous claims of appropriation, it seems that Kim has decided to take heed of the feedback, saying, "When I announced the name of my shapewear line, I did so with the best intentions in mind. And after careful thought and consideration, I will be launching my solution wear brand under a new name." So, what should the new name be?
I say arigato.
What does that mean?
Thank you in Japanese.
Oh, I like that.
That might get her into just as much trouble,
I mean,
you know, out of the frying pan into the fire situation.
I feel like she should just go simple with like Kim or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like brand her own name. Everybody knows who she is. It's about her.
Yep.
Kim by Kim Kardashian.
Or
amazing.
what if women just loved their bodies the way that they were?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Just
That's
a thought.
nuts.
Just a thought. At number 4. It is a Real Housewives pre-Pride showdown as Tinsley and Sonia got into a heated argument amongst the New York City Pride celebration yesterday. Now, it all went down as both ladies, as well as a slew of other Bravo celebrities, were on Andy's float for the Pride Parade in New York City. On the way to the festivities, Tinsley confronted Sonia about being insensitive to her when she was allegedly abused by her boyfriend, to which Sonia exclaimed, "It's not about you." The two got into a screaming match, and then it quickly escalated to the point where friends had to intervene, and the video, which was posted on Real Housewife of OC, Kelly Dodd's Instagram, has since been deleted. So, Dave, you were at the parade. What's the inside scoop here?
Well, I have heard from multiple sources that this sort of an argument began before the parade actually started. They were fighting in the beginning of the day, and then really spilled over to what you saw in that video after the parade was over.
Right.
And it really seems that the argument kind of started when Tinsley was frustrated with, according to my source, some of the jokes and the insensitive jokes that Sonia had made about Tinsley's dead dog.
Right.
And that was kind of the beginning of the argument, and it seemed to keep going through over and over. I guess a day of drinking will do it to you. Now, you were around them. Did you see anything?
Sandy,
Did you hear anything?
Yes, I think it's pretty harsh, and I'm so glad I didn't get into that car. It's hilarious. I think, are you kidding me? How old are you?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that bothered me as well is that, as Sonia said, like, it's not about you, but it's not about either of them. Yesterday was out celebrating the LGBTQ community. So was it really the time or the place to be bringing up arguments about something unrelated on a day that's meant to be about love?
And that's the thing, like, you're asked to be on a float. You're asked to be on a float for the people who are standing by your float. So you're present for them. So if you're like smashing them down and just all in your own little bubble, and you're not really giving it out to the people who actually watch your show and are there to support Pride.
Yeah, that's
it's World Pride. This is about that. It isn't about what's going on the Housewives show.
Yeah.
This is about standing up, showing these people that you really have their back.
Yep, agreed.
Well, I agree with that, but not to disagree with you, Captain Sandy. Please don't fire me. But,
Man overboard.
But I do think that there's nothing gay people love more than drama. So if you're gonna have a fight, a good housewives fight happening at the Pride Parade, it's kind of perfect. Like I enjoy that idea. And I think that they were really present on the float. It seemed that there wasn't any drama. I don't know. I didn't.
No drama on the float.
It didn't
It
feel
happened
like
in
the
the
drama
car
was on the float,
on the way
so.
back.
I mean, housewives will be housewives.
But I live for
what
a
can you
good
say?
dish.
Well, at number 3, this weekend, Jackson Brittany tied the knot in front of 250 guests in Britt's home state of Kentucky. And what was really cool is that Lisa Vanderpump was able to attend and show her support despite stepping down from officiating. No big deal, though, because Lance Bass stepped in for that one. And one noteworthy aspect of the Vanderpump Rules wedding was the food, because instead of serving typical wedding fare, the couple opted for some of their favorite munchies. So gift bags included Britt's Mima's famous beer cheese, which sounds delicious. Their rehearsal dinner had a Taco Bell truck, not so sure about that. And after the reception, Hooters waitresses served wings in their iconic outfits, which were then altered to include a J&B logo in honor of the happy couple. I have to ask, so Captain Sandy, given the choice between having Mila prepare your wedding feast and Taco Bell, what are you going to take?
Neither. Just stone crab.
Oh, just
Yeah.
good call. Dave, what about you? Would you ever have Taco Bell served at your wedding?
Yes, that sounds awesome. Honestly, I love the Hooters callback because she used to work at Hooters.
Yeah, that's how they met.
So I think that's like a sweet little thing for the two of them. I have always said that I want my wedding to have like dinner, dessert, and then Domino's pizza. Like I want like a late night pizza thing. So if you're gonna have, you know, Taco Bell, I'm sure that, and Hooters coming late in the evening, I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and look, Britt looked absolutely beautiful.
She looked gorgeous.
Congrats to the happy couple. At number 2, things got pretty dicey last night on Real Housewives of Potomac as Candace continued to take digs at Ashley's marriage. At a food tasting in her home, Candace doubled down on her stance that she believes Ashley and Michael's marriage is a sham. Now, after a bit of back and forth, Candace finally admitted she thinks Ashley is a hypocrite, which caused Ashley to make some of her own cutting remarks, almost literally, calling out Candace for still living off Mummy Dearest. Watch this. Wow. Ooh. So that was a knife, a butter one, but still, if one of your employees acted like that, Captain Sandy, what would you do?
I'd pull out the chopping blocks. Honestly, of course, I would fire them. However, you know, when people are drinking and emotions and it's family oriented, that's a little different.
Yeah.
I don't, that's emotion. A lot of emotions are running high, so I would just separate. I would separate them.
Right. Oh, but what if it was 2 of your guests?
You know, I've had that happen.
What?
Yes, like, of course. Are you kidding me?
2 of your guests have gone at each other with knives?
Not necessarily knives, but glasses.
Oh my
I mean, you throw the glass, like,
So
they
what do
break.
you do?
That's good.
You pull the primary in and you go, you know what? That's costing you some money. So we're at $5,000 now. Do you want to keep going up? Or at this point, you need to really control your guests.
Yeah. Wow.
Cha-ching, 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 because those glasses are expensive.
Never a dull moment on the high seas.
Oh, no.
Well, at number 1, never a dull moment on this show either. On last night's Keeping Up with the Kardashians finale, Kylie was the voice of reason for her older sisters who she believed were bullying her former bestie Jordan over the Tristan scandal. In the episode, Kylie calls Kim and begs her to be better. Watch.
The singing and the internet stuff, like, it's just not okay.
I've never seen Chloe this angry.
As she should. I'm not defending anybody. Like, she should feel angry. She should feel all that. You know, we just don't need to bully somebody is all I'm saying.
Wow.
Have either of you ever been in a situation like this where one of your closest friends has done something to really hurt a family member? And if so, how did you deal with it?
Go ahead.
I definitely have never been in a situation like that, but what's so interesting about how this is kind of playing out is just seeing, you know, Kylie recognizing that some of the things that Kim is doing is a little bullying. And that's like, I don't think that we would have seen that as bullying from our end.
We would just
right?
see it as
You always
protecting your family members.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
so
Kylie's
it's
seeing
interesting
it.
to have her say it that way.
Yeah.
That was really fascinating to me.
Yeah. I mean, do you think the friendship can ever be repaired?
Oh, I don't know, but how much time do you have? And I'll tell you about my family.
Oh, yeah. Wait, has anything like this ever
Oh my
happened?
God, are you kidding me? My family? Yes. It's constant. Like it's, you know, you have people who, Yes, I love my family.
Of course.
But yeah, it happens often.
It can be, because I think at this point as well, and Chris kind of made this point as well, that, you know, Jordan and Kylie, I mean, they're like family to each other at this point. So having that split loyalty, it must be a really tough situation to be in.
And then the jealousy.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, there's a lot of layers to it. Well, anyway, we are going to take our first break of the day, but when we come back, we will be talking all about pride, and we'll be diving in to Below Deck. Stick around. Welcome back to the show. I am still joined by Captain Sandy Yawn from Below Deck Med, and our favorite people editor, Dave Quinn. He's still here with us as well. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out today.
Thank you.
Having the best time.
Well, we were having the best time yesterday as well, because yesterday, of course, was Pride here, well, all around the world, but we had an amazing parade here in New York City. You were both on the Bravo float, which looked really fun. I was walking beside it for a little while, still have my little Pride tattoo from
Those are great, right? I
Sorry.
had one on my neck. I had a pride hickey on my
A pride
neck.
hickey? Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, it was such an amazing day. The energy here in the city was just electric. And the Bravo float was really cool because it was quite the Bravo royalty lineup. Let's take a look at Andy Cohen's Instagram post where you can see everyone having the best time on this float. So, I mean, we have Dorinda Medley there, Teresa, Giselle, and then Sandy, there you are. Are you sitting next to Tinsley, I think, in that picture?
I'm not sure.
I think
It was
that's-
like, no, I'm like in the back.
Yeah, you're in the
It was
back there, and then
insane. I
Tinsley's
thought we're
next
gonna
to
fall
you.
over because we had to stand up.
I mean,
There's
it's
a lot of people.
This is like the Oscar selfie, but with Bravo celebrities, which is so cool.
And Andy's an amazing DJ.
Is
Like,
he?
Great job.
He brought his game.
Oh,
I gotta
good
tell you,
for
like
him.
the songs I used to go to the club to. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, the
awesome.
music coming from the float was very, very cool, that's for sure. Was that your first time participating in the actual
Ever,
parade?
ever.
Oh, wow.
Everything's my first for Bravo. Like,
Yeah.
leave it to Bravo. They bring it on. Like, I love that network. I love the people that work there, and Andy and his staff, like amazing human beings.
Yeah, and like what a time to join it as well on the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, such an important pride. And then Dave, you were there as well, so.
Yeah, I was chatting with a lot of the stars on the float right before we kind of took off, and they were all talking about the importance of being there and also just how much they love one another and how bonded they are. And they were all saying that they were going to give Andy's baby shower a run from its money. Some of the footage that I shot.
Yeah, there's Dorinda.
They
We
were
love Dorinda.
Walking alongside and having a total blast.
Oh my God, so fun.
My favorite thing is that this is kind of like this taste of what BravoCon is going to be. You know, Bravo's hosting its first convention in a couple of months in November.
Yeah.
And this is what it feels like, just seeing like Captain Sandy standing there next to Reza, standing there next to, you know, Dorinda and Sonia and Giselle and Nene and Cynthia. It was like everywhere you turned was another famous face.
That's so
and
cool.
the crowds were going wild
They
the
were
whole
going
time.
wild.
Yeah, they
It was
really were.
crazy.
I saw that. Please explain to me the shark.
Oh.
Is that a Below Deck reference?
No,
Was someone eating my shark?
and it's Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
The gay
Oh,
shark.
okay. I had no
Yes.
idea. I was like, I'm Australian. There's a
Yeah.
shark. I don't know. I don't see
The gay
that.
shark was definitely the biggest celebrity I met.
So
for sure.
fun. Whoever was in that costume though must have been so hot because it was a scorcher here in New York yesterday.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
Costumes?
respect.
That's not a costume. That's a gay shark.
That's a gay shark. All right,
Don't
fair
ruin
enough.
that for us.
I will not worry anything. And Santa Claus is real, I promise.
Yes.
So who did you have the most fun with? Who did you think had the best costume? Like, what were the highlights from the day?
For me, you know, there's so many housewife shows that I wish I could watch. Like I go to see, like it's hard to watch TV, but
Yeah.
I have to say that the person I was wowed by was Giselle.
Oh, she's stunning.
You know why?
right?
Because she was so elegant and she didn't fight for attention.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Nene was there. You know, she was just so graceful.
Wow.
So I went back and I watched her show and I was blown away.
Yeah, she's a
What an
stunner.
amazing human being.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. For me, I think best dressed was Leanne Locken from Dallas. She was wearing this dress. Do you remember it? It had like all these crazy feathers. And then she had this cape that went like all the way down to the ground. She
Wow.
looked stunning. She was wearing more rainbows than a leprechaun.
Oh, that's so
It was
cool.
awesome.
She was, in the car. We rode the.
Oh, you rode
we were in the car together.
Yeah,
Just
she
the
looked
best
really,
day
really
ever.
great.
And now, I mean, let's talk about your career, Captain Sandy, because you are kicking butt in a male-dominated industry. But I have to ask, I mean, do you find that there is, because you are a female in this world, do you feel like you have to take a harder stance with your crew? Do you feel like there are gender biases still within the yachting industry?
Yes, and you know, we take a class for that. gender biases. We take a class for social biases. Like we are constant in, classes because so many things come up. Yes, I do get challenged. You just got to keep watching the show.
Yeah.
Egos do get in the way. I don't muscle my way through. It's like I live by example. I lead by example, and I just hope that they get it. And if they don't, then that's sad for them, and I'm not going to have them back on a boat I work on.
Of course.
And the other part is I love Below Deck Med and Below Deck because it shows so many Americans that there are jobs in our industry which no one knew about.
Which no one knew about, right?
It's amazing.
And you get to see some amazing
work
places.
in the maritime industry.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, you said yourself, like Sandy's such a badass, right? What do you love seeing?
Well,
why do you love seeing her so much on TV?
Because I think it's so fascinating that you have somebody here who's living out loud and proud. And then yesterday we're at this amazing march, and here she is saying that, her girlfriend is still seeing this sort of backlash. That's really, really tough. I mean, how is she handling
my elevator
that?
ride.
In your elevator ride, right before we came here.
They're taking over the city.
Captain Sandy is going to stick around, though, and when we come back, I think it might be time for some crew evaluations with a round of Custom Blast. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. Captain Sandy Yawn from Bravo's Below Deck Med is still in the studio, and as I promised you, it is time to rise the tide with a round of Custom Blast. All right, so I am going to show you pictures of your various crew, and I would like for you to give me their evaluations. So I want to know how they improved this season, or what they most improved on, and what they failed at.
Got it.
All right, so let's kick off with Bosun Joao. There he is. What did Joao most improve on this season?
Obviously, I didn't see Jezebel, which I never saw last season.
Right.
However, he came in as a leader of his deck team, and I think, well, the show hasn't completely aired, so the curve is watching him learn to be a leader.
Okay, interesting. We can't wait to see that journey. And then what did he fail at?
I don't think he's failed.
That's a very good, Joao, that's a very good
Yes, he
evaluation.
hasn't failed.
Excellent. All right, Chef Mila, this is a good one. Chef Mila, first of all, what did she do right this season? How did she most improve?
Well, she's a yes Sandy person, so yes Captain. So, she was very gracious as she was not cooking. And I think that her improvement she needs to actually go to school to learn how to cook.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when she put those steaks in the microwave, my heart actually hurt.
The steak. She licked it.
It was
Never in my life have I ever seen anything like that. It's scary.
Yeah,
Come
made for great
on.
TV though. I mean, we were all talking
Well,
about
I don't
it
know.
here.
If I was eating that steak and I watched her lick it, I'd be really upset.
And then we have Chief Stew Hannah, who I believe is Australian, so you can't say anything too bad about her. What did she most improve on this season?
Hannah and I have reset. We're in a great place.
Yeah.
I think she's changed. She's a changed human being. And I know Hannah wants kids. Hannah's just, every day what I witness, she stopped smoking. She has only progressed towards having a baby.
That's amazing.
That is
Anything
amazing
that
because
she
you
still-
can't be drinking and smoking
No.
and raising a kid.
Sadly.
Some people do,
Yeah.
which is shocking, but
Yeah.
I think Hannah's focused.
That's amazing. What about Colin, Deckhand Colin? We actually had him on the show a couple of weeks ago. We thought he was the nicest dude ever. But what do you think that was most improved, and what did he fail at?
Most improved, he didn't have to be told what to do every step of the way. He could actually work the windlass. After watching the episode, I'm like, I guess he wasn't so confident, but and his attitude, he's great, man.
Yes.
He just wants to be helpful.
Yeah.
He's just a good all-American guy.
Yeah, he was. He was such a
Yes.
pleasure to have on the show. But anything that he needs improvement with?
Well, he knows what he wants in life. I know, not in my book, not from what I witnessed.
Okay.
He's great.
Good. What about third stew and now possibly chef, Anastasia?
She's 1,000% driven. Sometimes I think she can say yes when whatever that girl puts her mind to, she's going to do her very best.
That's pretty cool.
Nothing's getting in her way. Sometimes we take on things where we go, maybe I shouldn't have taken it on.
Okay, so that would be her failing.
That would
maybe
be,
she's,
maybe.
Okay.
You might want to think it through.
The power of saying no occasionally.
The power, yes.
And then finally, you, Captain Sandy,
yeah.
what would you say you've most improved at this season, and what would you still like to improve at?
My most improvement is not really, as a charter captain, I always think about the client. And when they do our show, I'm always thinking about production. How can I help production? How can I help production? This season, I didn't think about production. I actually just thought about the client, which is really great.
Yeah.
And what I can most improve on is next season, I am going to make sure my crew know that there are certain rules that get laid down, and that means while we're chartering that certain things have to happen. And I can't really reveal it here, but you just watch tonight's episode.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, Below Deck Med actually airs tonight at 9 p.m. on Bravo, so make sure you are watching that to see Captain Sandy and her crazy crew. Right now, we are going to take our last break of the day, but stick around because we'll be throwing it back to yet another great moment in reality history when we return. Welcome back to the show. Here is a great reality moment from The Bachelor. Enjoy.
This is something we've never had to deal with in the history of this show.
In this 2009 episode of The Bachelor, Chris Harrison is forced into a very awkward conversation with contestant Rozlyn Papa.
Rozlyn, you entered into an inappropriate relationship with one of our staffers.
Chris calls out Rozlyn for having allegedly hooked up with one of the show's producers.
It's something that just happened on our show with someone who works on this show.
Rozlyn tries to plead the fifth.
I'm not going to say anything. That puts me in a bad position.
But Chris isn't here to judge. He's here to send her home.
And we feel that you need to leave tonight.
The Bachelor scandal is one of the greatest moments in reality history, but we'll never really know what went on behind closed doors because Rozlyn continued to claim that she did not have sexual relations with that producer.
At first, I didn't know it was you, and then I saw you guys kissing on the stairs.
On my child's life, that never happened.
I guess we'll never know.
Someone told on her.
Someone did. Someone
Who does
snitched.
that?
And it's reality TV. What are you gonna do? Captain Sandy, thank you so much for hanging out with us
Thank you for having
today.
me.
It was a pleasure having you on the show. And Dave Quinn, thank you for joining us too. That is all we have time for today. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues, but I will check you tomorrow.